if you are planning to own a property right here in the city of Enugu before the end of the year, here are 5 questions you must ask and answer before buying that property. So the very first question is, why am I buying this property? So this question is very important because it's not just to buy a property, it's understanding why you need to acquire that property. So it's very important that you sit down first, ask yourself, why do I truly need this property? Do I just want to buy a property because every other person is buying property, or because I've heard that buying a property is a good investment? So you need to know why. So you need to know whether you are buying for a cash flow or maybe you are buying for a capital gain. So once you understand the reason why you want to buy that property, then you need to ask the next question. So the number 2 question is, can this location be able to fit into my long-term goals? So most people I've seen over the years of being in real estate, I've seen a couple of persons who just went ahead to buy a property, not considering the location of where the property is situated. So before you buy a property, ask yourself, will this particular location be able to fit into my long-term goal? So take, for instance, you're buying strictly for land investment. So you want to buy for capital appreciation. You're looking for a good property where you can buy and then make return on your investment. Then you should consider the location to know if the location is an emerging location. Because if you buy into an emerging location strictly for land or capital appreciation, you are going to get massive return on the investment, especially when the development in that area keeps increasing or keeps going on. Now, another thing also on this location aspect you need to consider, if you are buying for rental apartment, you're going to buy that property that is in a very good neighborhood that have all the basic amenities, because you're going to build house where people are going to stay. So you don't want to buy a property that is isolated, maybe that does not have good neighborhood, where there are no basic amenities like electricity, water. So if you want to do that kind of project that is for rental apartments, you should consider the location and know if it can be able to fit into your long-term goal. The third question to ask is, can I actually afford this property? So this is very important because before you plan to own a property, you need to know your financial capacity. You need to know what you can afford without being under financial pressure. So I've seen a couple of persons who invested into a property without considering this particular question, and they ended up maybe putting the property on a distress sale, thereby even losing the capital appreciation or the profit they could have gained from the investment they made earlier. So this is very important because it's not just you want to buy a property because your friend bought a property or because someone recommended a property for you. You need to know if you have the financial capacity. Do you have the finances to pay for that particular property? So once you've been able to discover this and examine yourself and know that you have the capacity, then you need to ask yourself the next question. The fourth question is, have I verified this property? This question is very important because before buying a property, even right here in the city of Enugu, please always carry out a due diligence on the property. Although this due diligence cuts across due diligence on the title, on the seller, even side due diligence on litigation, and also even loan. It is very important that you are sure of the property that you want to buy, and you can only be sure when you have conducted a proper due diligence on that property. So when you want to buy a property, don't just go ahead and buy such property. Take out time to verify everything about the property, the person who is selling to you, the document that comes with the property, even going to the site to know details that you were told, whether it corresponds with what you are seeing on ground, and also to know if that property has any court issue or maybe the property was used to obtain loan from a company. So these are the things that you need to really look out and check about a particular property before you buy. Final question is, a few years from now, can someone be happy to buy this property from me? So this question is also very important, especially when you are investing for capital appreciation. By that, I'm saying that you want to buy a property that you have plans of reselling in the future. This question is very, very important because you cannot buy a property when you know even in the next 5 years, 10 years, nobody will be willing to buy that property from you. So once you ask this question, it will help you to be able to focus on finding a particular property that will be able to meet your need if you are buying for capital appreciation. So always ensure that the property that you are buying is something that someone will be willing and be glad to buy from you even in the next 3 years, 5 years, or in the next 10 years, because that will help you to even to make return on your investment. And if you're an investor watching me currently and looking for an affordable property right here in the city of Enugu, I'm currently standing along the 38 kilometer dual carriageway located in Owo, And along this location, we have an amazing property called the Hall City Estate Phase 2. And this property is good for every investor who is looking for capital appreciation, or investor who wants to buy a property that you can resell in the future and then get return on your investment. And the good thing about this property is that it is currently selling at a very affordable price. It is currently selling for 4.5 million naira. And this price covers for the land and also the documents. And the good thing here is also you can start with a 1 million naira initial deposit where you get to spread the balance over the course of 3 months. That will help you not to be under financial pressure and not to break the bank. And each plot in this estate comes with a deed of assignment and a register surveyor. This plot in this estate measures 500 square meter. That gives an ample space for whatever you want to do on your plot. So if you are looking for a genuine property right here in the city of Enugu that is situated in an emerging location, then all you need to just reach out the number showing on your screen, and I will be glad to bring you in this location so that you can make a secure and profitable investment.